Yeah, they don't mean anything.
And they're almost reaching for each other.
Fuck! God, Dad, no!
What? The internet pulled up. Wait, was that? Did I leave that open?
I don't know. There it goes. Hold on.
Alright, guys. Welcome back to Project Yare. Or, like, what? We're calling this, what, Yare Shack now?
Yeah.
Yare Shack?
Like you don't know. Like
Yare
you don't
Shack,
fucking know.
baby.
Yeah.
Yare
But anyway,
Shack.
welcome back to Yare Shack. It's our podcast, and AJ was just telling us something that we haven't hung out in like 2 weeks, so AJ's been catching us up on what's been going on. And
In my life.
So what's been going on?
Me and my dad have been working on a 100-year-old house.
Really?
Yeah.
Asbestos.
So we're talking like 18. No, it'd be like 1919.
100.
No,
Not 18. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It could be.
It's
not
over 100, but we
It'll
don't
be
know
2.
exactly the year.
No.
It'd be 200.
1890 would be like 129 years.
Yeah, close to 130 because Nintendo's been around for.
Don't agree with this idiot.
Me, idiot. You're the one that sucks at math. Anyway, 100-year-old house. How's it
I
going?
don't suck at math. I'm super good at math. The math, I just can't do it in my head.
Yeah.
Only with a calculator.
That's how math. Once you get into advanced math, that's how you do it.
You know, I don't know who...
Nobody takes like calc and just figures it out.
You know, I don't know who Greg was, but I guess he was awesome.
Greg.
I have no idea, but it says Greg ruled.
I like how you pointed that at the microphone first.
I think he's because he was used to the camera being
Yeah.
there.
I was like, wait, where is this voyage taking me?
Anyway.
100-year house,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
All right, so asbestos.
No,
We're
it's
gonna get
black
actually
mold.
no. Yeah, there is asbestos.
Mesophilia.
Foundation damage.
There's literally this house is sitting on nothing.
Nice.
There, like the dude who put the floor joist in under the bottom, took them all the way to the front and then cut them off, and then there's nothing reaching the front of the house.
So
all
how-
the floors
so
are
how-
falling in.
So how are people actually living in it?
Nobody is.
Then why are you fixing it?
We're fixing
So
it because
people
the guy
can't
who
live
owns
in
it is rich and he wants it fixed.
So he can live
No, he's not wanting to live in it.
in it. He's gonna rent it out.
He's wanting to do it for like family get-togethers, which
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
cool.
Kind of rent it out.
We're putting
Family
it-
get-togethers? You mean
here's-
you said he's rich?
Yeah.
Family get-togethers? You mean he's gonna bring his side chicks there?
No, this dude's old, like really old.
He's gonna bring his really hot
That's the-
18-year-old side chicks there.
That's where they'll go party so they can trash that house and his house will stay
Right.
Yeah,
That's where he brings his penis pump.
he's wanting to have.
What is with you?
I don't
Why
know.
are you so incestuous?
Really incestuous? Did I say anything about two people who
Let's
were
not
related
have
fucking?
that
He
debate.
said family thing, and you're like, and
I
they're
was talking
fucking.
about
Yeah.
the old dude bringing his side hose there.
Well, he said penis pump, so he said automatically assumed family thing.
Oh, what's wrong with you today?
I have a headache.
He's in a really good mood.
With a headache.
How
Ooh, with a headache.
does that work?
She bit.
She's like, I'm ready for it. And it's like, I'm in a really good mood, but I have a headache.
What?
But anyway, we're
Fuck these.
we're putting a porch on it, which is really weird.
You're putting a porch on something
Yes.
that's not foundationally stable.
Yes,
Nice.
trust me, I didn't get it either when I was told.
Is
that.
it a
I was like,
wraparound porch?
No, thank God.
'Cause- No, that would foundationally.
No, this place is basically the size of your apartment.
The whole
Not
house.
height wise, but like the whole inside of here is basically as big as the house.
Oh, so it's like this tiny little cabin.
Yeah, and here's what's funny: the back door that is actually near the guy's house used to be the front door. They picked up the house and moved it while his grandmother was like cooking. No joke.
She's in there cooking away, and it's
Yeah,
like, hit a speed bump.
my dad.
She's like, beans are done.
No, I mean they picked it up because it's been in the same spot where it's been. They literally picked it up and turned it all the way around.
Fucking.
You imagine?
I was like,
you imagine using your.
why?
This is the old house, right? So she's got like a sundial outside, and she's waiting on the sun to get down, and so the whole thing turns. So she thinks the sun just like disappeared
She's like,
from the.
I don't
point.
think she's that stupid.
She's old,
looks at the sundial, assumes it's morning, sun goes down.
and then the sundial just disappears. She's like, the whole earth turned.
The Earth is always turning. It never stops
It's like-
turning.
You know what?
It can't turn. It's
It can't.
Flat.
Oh yeah, flat Earth.
It can roll.
It can be like a coin in space. Two-Face is actually God. Okay.
Yeah, but what's the shitty side of the coin? Are we the shitty side of the coin? I feel like we're the shitty side of the coin.
I kind of feel that way sometimes.
If the earth is flat, the part that we're on is the part that sucks.
Yeah.
And the good part's on the other side. That's actually where heaven is. You just go to the
You gotta
other
jump
side.
off the. You gotta jump
Yeah,
off
right.
the edge. Yeah, they say Antarctica like wraps around the entire thing. Yeah,
Really? I don't know.
they
what
do.
Yeah, they say
Like,
it's
literally-
supposed to be
Listen.
Antarctica is like a ring around the.
Which
listen,
based
flatness.
in North mythology, right?
no,
it was
listen to people who are fucking idiots.
it was a snake eater, Ouroboros.
The
Oh.
Aurora Borealis?
No, Ouroboros.
Right now,
right?
Yeah,
located
the
entirely
it was a
within this
snake.
room?
The
We're the
whole
center
entire
of
outside was an
I
ice
know,
snake that
I
ate
know.
its tail
I know.
that defeated Thor.
We're the
There's
center
also-
of the universe and we hold the time stone.
Self-eating snake and
Fullmetal Alchemist.
I was gonna say alchemy.
Alchemy.
Well, I mean, alchemy and like Norse mythology is like
Alchemy's a whole bunch of stuff.
What's funny is alchemy is basically
Roman,
modern day
it's
like
fucking
medicine.
Greeks.
Invented in China.
Yeah.
What?
I said alchemy is basically modern day medication now, like just pharmaceuticals and stuff like that.
Mixing stuff together. And
Yeah, but I mean, it just has a bunch
That's
of
also
warning
how
signs.
people make meth.
It's like, hey,
Alchemy.
it's like, hey,
It's
you
like,
got a
I'm
headache?
not a drug dealer. I'm an alchemist.
You know, what is it about pills? Hey, hold on, what is it about pills?
See,
It's
look
like,
at this.
hey, what is it about pills? Like, you take a pill, but there's a warning label that says it has all this shit that'll fuck with you. So you have to now take a pill to fix those problems with another set of problems that you have to take pills for that one.
Yeah, if you take this, you'll have explosive diarrhea. But if you take this, it won't give you explosive diarrhea. It'll give you implosive diarrhea. And you're like, I might as well just crap myself.
Okay, so he just like stole a joke from a comedian. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was talking about
Actually,
radio song about side effects.
Shitting in and out, back and forth.
Yeah.
Imploding shit and exploding shit.
It's like, I don't know.
It explodes out and then it goes back.
Yeah.
in.
It's like, no, it's like, no, it's like,
What? At South Park, just to eat out your ass and shit out your mouth.
Yeah, okay. Real quick, there was an episode like in that episode of South Park when I was watching it on TV, like just words came up on the screen that said the part with Cartman shitting out his mouth is too graphic, so we're not going to show it to you. And I was like, did they just put that there, or was it actually censored on TV, or like was that the joke?
I think that was the joke.
Is there an uncensored version of that
Yes.
scene where you? Okay, so
It's like that logistical bananas thing that you did.
Because he's like this.
okay, so when it's on TV, they cover it, but if you buy the DVD, you actually see him shitting.
I saw it actually on Cartoon
Is that
Network.
Cartoon Network?
Yeah, I saw it on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
No, I saw it on
I
Comedy
know
Central.
I know sometimes, like late at night when they play South Park, they'll play the uncut versions and
Yeah.
stuff. But I never seen it.
Because it was
Did you
like,
like bigger-
because he was
better
like
than
this.
I do like that.
Because he was
I
like,
love that movie.
he was like this over the toilet. He was going, ha, ha, and then all of a sudden you just see it come out. I'm
That's
like,
fucking-
that's
I'm kind of glad I never saw that.
Yeah, I was like, what
But I
the
mean,
crap?
if you think about it, it's not even like real like graphical cartoon. It's like
I know.
construction paper shit
Just the
coming out
thought
someone's
of
mouth.
it. Well, I mean, it's
Wasn't
like
their first episode's construction paper?
yeah, it was entirely made of construction paper.
Yeah, that
They
was
used-
so
They used
weird.
computers and stuff.
They use
Yeah.
it now, but I
They
mean,
did add like a little bit.
Back
after.
then, they were basically like, I think they were considered new age stop motion,
Well,
which
it
is
was like
actually really cool.
Well, like because their first thing was that something like
Hey, you
like,
key.
no, it was like Jesus versus Santa or something.
Satan,
Santa.
Santa.
Yeah, it was like this little short film that they made in college or whatever that got turned into South Park.
That explains a lot.
But there were people who were getting jobs because they claimed that they made it.
I think my favorite
Trey
one was
and
the
Matt
Game of
did.
Thrones,
That is
Xbox, PlayStation.
we talked about this last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
we didn't talk about it on this.
I think.
Come on,
Sam.
Xbox One is sweet, dude.
But no, what I was gonna say was the South Park video game, the first one, The Stick of Truth. There's in Australia they have like rules about like what can and can't be in a game and stuff.
It's a
It's
Stick of
really
Truth.
squeaky.
Sorry.
And
Break the chair, man.
there's scenes that they had to cut out.
I've got 4 more.
There were scenes that they had to cut out of the game in Australia, and they replaced it with just like a loading screen that had text that said what has happened with a koala that was just crying.
They were like, your country sucks so bad.
And
The
it's
koala
like,
cried.
yeah, and it's like they killed the fetus, abortion, blah 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 blah. Koala.
See, this is why I get mad when people are like, "We don't have freedom in this country."
Like, my favorite
South Park, we have freedom in this country.
My favorite part of that game was when he's got to fight the little gnomes under his dad's ball sack. That was funny.
I never finished that game. I played it.
While they're fighting, and in the background, his parents are fucking, right?
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that. Like that was one of those things that got covered up.
Yeah, and then like right at the end, the ball sack just drops and smashes him, and he's like, "Oh, my balls!"
Is there supposed to be another one of those games?
And there's the fractured butthole.
Yeah.
It's the fractured butthole.
Yeah.
That's the fractured butthole.
Which the difficulty is so fucked up.
Yeah, it's like
That was
That was one of the greatest things.
No. The difficulty is like what race you pick.
Yeah,
if you
what
pick
color
black, the
race.
game's harder.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
It's so fucked up.
Oh man.
Although I think that was a joke.
That has to be.
It was a joke. There was no difficulty.
Yeah.
But
That's like playing GTA 5, and they're like, if you play as Franklin, you're more likely to get shot at by cops.
There was an actual thing where people thought that was true.
Yeah, I
And they
remember
would try
that.
to make a video proving it, but basically what would happen was, depending on who you were and where you were, you would get different responses from people. So like they did a thing with Franklin in like the city, and he's like, "Hey," and the cops are just like, "Ah," you know. But then they did it with Trevor, and Trevor got shot at too. And then they did it with Michael, and they're like, "Hey," because it's like the rich, upstanding guy in the city, and like nobody bugged him. But then when you go out in the country, and Franklin's like, "Hey," to the cops, and the cops are like, "Yeah," and Trevor's like, "Hey," and they're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I remember one time
and
somebody,
then with Michael, they're like, "Hey, fuck you, get out of here."
somebody made a joke
So
one
he's-
time, which I always forget that pretty much every computer game has console commands, including GTA. But somebody made a video and they're like, "You want to see how racist GTA 5 really is? Watch this." They spawned a crap ton of cops, hit one of them, and just got gunned down. I was like, "What is this?" And then he was like, "See, this is how racist it is."
Yeah. Well, okay, because like in GTA, up until 1 star, they try to arrest you. The second you get 2, they try to kill you.
Yeah. Third,
No,
gets
wait,
worse.
From two onward, they're trying to kill you.
And
Yeah,
5 or what?
Five is
No.
army.
No, in all?
5 is army.
No, because I can get 1 star and they start like shooting at me.
They shouldn't. They should be running at you with guns trying to... Because if you stand still, they'll arrest you. They shouldn't start shooting at you till you get 2.
I actually
I
do
remember
agree with
in-
Nick on this because
In 3, I like 3 because they did that in 3, right? And
They did it in all of them.
In 5, I don't think they do
I
that.
swear they do.
in 5,
You can be arrested in 5.
Well, the thing is, in
You
5,
You can. I promise.
You can be
get
arrested in
You
5,
can get pulled out
but
of your car and arrested.
You can
But-
if you like shoot your gun and then the cops get called and they show up, they'll run up and try to arrest you. But if you do anything, you'll get instant 2 stars and they'll start shooting at you.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like even if you start running away, they'll start shooting at you because you'll get 2 stars.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I have been shot.
So you don't
with
get
1
caught by
star.
the cops.
It's not like it does anything. Getting caught by the cops versus getting shot, like when you get caught by the cops, especially in 5, because you don't lose any of your guns, you just lose all the ammo that you had.
Yeah, I mean,
But in like 4 and the ones back, if you got arrested, you lost your guns. But if you went to the hospital, I think in San Andreas is the first one where you got to keep your guns if you went to the hospital.
yeah, because at least it's not.
You don't
like
even go to the
Skyrim.
hospital in 5 anymore.
You do
Yeah,
if you die.
do. Yeah. Yeah.
If you get
die,
wasted,
go
you
to the-
spawn in front of a hospital.
Well, I know that, but
and
I mean,
it takes money from you too.
but I mean,
It
like,
always says.
Yeah.
can you go to the hospital and get healed?
I don't think
There
so.
in 4, there was some hospitals that you could go inside, and there was like health packs on the wall. Because I remember there was one specifically in like the ghetto-y area that was like really good to get inside and like create a thing where you could just funnel all the cops in and
What do
just
you
never
cons-
stop killing
What do you consider a ghetto-y area?
the projects.
Here.
I had a
No.
question.
That's me.
Anybody seen Bambi? The movie.
Disney movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did his dad die in the beginning?
No, his mom did. Well, not in the beginning.
His dad
but
was already dead.
actually, the
I thought his dad
Big deer-
got
the
shot
big
by
deer-
a buck. He was the buck that got shot in the beginning.
Yeah, and then his mom died a little bit later.
I thought
Yeah.
the buck that took him in was his dad. That's what I always remember hearing.
I don't think it was.
I don't remember.
'Cause they said something
I
about,
haven't
like-
seen Bambi in like 20 years. And I'm 24, so.
Yeah, I just remember people always talking about it's weird how his mom dies, and then all of a sudden it plays like this really chipper
Like, I don't
music.
give a shit. I don't give a shit about Bambi.
Like, I don't even remember anything. I just know there's Thumper.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a.
That was it.
and the skunk named.
The only thing I
Flower, which is
remember
weird.
is the part where Bambi's trying to stand up on ice and he can't. Or she
Yeah.
can't. Is Bambi a boy or a girl?
Boy.
I don't even know. All right,
You can ask Daniel.
back to GTA.
That's actually who I thought you were
I was
talking
talking about that a second ago. In San Andreas, there was hospitals and police stations that you could go inside. There was a police station that you could go inside to go behind the main desk and find a dildo.
And then you can go beat people with
Yeah,
it.
you can go beat people with a dildo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What game was this? San Andreas?
I remember that.
San Andreas. I think
It
San
was
Andreas
pink.
is the very
It was
first.
like a pinkish purple.
It was a pink double-sided dildo.
It was this color.
Anytime I think of that, I automatically think of Saints Row 3.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say this because I'm not positive, but I think San Andreas is the very first one where you can kill somebody with a dildo,
Probably.
like in any game ever.
Because
Bitch slap them. They don't have dildos in 4 and 5, do they?
No.
They were like, we gotta adult, man. We gotta adult. And
Well,
straighten
like
up.
5 tried to take itself, or not 5. 4 tried to take itself really seriously.
yeah,
Like,
And that's why,
everything.
and that's why people don't like that one as much.
Yeah. I didn't like the story of 4 at all.
I didn't like, yeah.
Nobody
The
likes-
whole cell phone thing, man, it was just no.
Well, that's
That
like the
didn't
story.
bug me.
Well,
I
that's like
didn't
the story
like
for
Nico.
5.
I didn't like the character.
What? No, in 5 was great. They like
Five's
settled.
story is
They
terrible.
settled down
It's-
back to like San
Oh,
Andreas
yeah.
way.
Oh, it's so good.
It is so great.
Oh, okay, it's not so good. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, Trevor's first bit is entertaining.
Trevor's my least favorite character.
You didn't like when he was
Honestly,
fucking that bitch?
like I really don't like the 3 character switching dynamic. Like, what's your favorite GTA?
3 or San Andreas.
GTA 1.
But
What's
no,
yours?
GTA 1.
I was
He was
kidding.
joking.
GTA 1's top down. Nobody likes that.
The second one's better than the first one. Anyway.
Yeah, but
It's also top
I
down.
would actually, for me, I like 5 more, and the only reason I say it is because the online's really good if you can get together with friends.
Just, cut that part out.
Just story mode.
No online stuff
Story
because
mode?
like the older ones don't have it.
Yeah.
5 was probably one of my
It's
favorites.
just like just playing the game.
Honestly, I don't really care for them. I actually like Saints Row more than I do Grand Theft Auto.
I mean that's totally fair, but they're completely different.
Yeah.
So when you get later on,
They were
the
supposed.
first
they
one,
were.
first Saints was fucking similar.
Yeah.
San Andreas has always been my favorite GTA, and it's the second one I ever played. I know a lot of people, with a lot of these big game franchises, a lot of people's favorite one is the first one that they played. I like the second one that I played more. I've actually never finished Vice City. I've only played a little bit of it. Like when I was a kid, I just really liked running around stealing cars, shooting people.
Yeah.
And then now I like to play through the story and stuff. But like when I first got 4, I hated it because I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't like the story. I didn't like. And then like with San Andreas, there was a bunch of customization options. Like you could go work out and get real buff. You could change your hair. You could change your clothes and all this stuff. But with 4, all you could do was change your like pants and your shirt, and there was only long sleeve shirts. You couldn't. There's no tattoos. There's no different haircuts.
Weird.
You'd wear a hat, but it'd get knocked off, and then you couldn't pick it back up. And it was just like, I don't know. I didn't like the customization
But
options.
I really like 5 though.
I didn't like the kid. Yeah, I like 5 too. But I was talking, so shut up.
No. Fuck you.
Uh,
I'll interject whenever.
but
I
yeah,
want
San Andreas was definitely my favorite one.
to. Yeah.
I would say,
Still is.
like with customization like that. Like I like games that have a lot of customization.
Right.
Like,
That's what I was gonna say. Because I hated 4 so much, and then I got Saints Row. I actually sold GTA 4 back to GameStop and bought Saints Row.
Which
Just
one?
The first one, because it was only the first one that was out then.
Yeah.
You sure?
No, but I feel like I am.
Saints
Pretty
Row-
sure Saints Row 3 came out around the time 4 came out.
No.
We can look it up.
That's what I'm doing.
You look up GTA 4, I got Saints Row 3.
Look up Saints Row 1.
GTA 4. April 29th, 2008. So yeah, Saints Row 3 didn't come out for a few more years.
2011.
Saints Row 1, 2006.
So it had already been out for 2 years. 2008, 2009 was Saints Row 2. I didn't like Saints Row 2.
I never played the first.
Two is my least favorite out of all the Saints Rows, but I love all the Saints Rows.
Saints Row 3 was my favorite.
That's my favorite one.
That's
and then
on
it
the
would be
Switch,
Saints
and I
Row
wanna
4.
get it.
You and buying games that you've already got, like on every console, is weird.
I know a lot of people that have multi copies.
I mean, I have multi copies of some games.
Yeah, but you have Skyrim on all your games.
I have.
Do you have Fallout 4 on all your games?
They don't have it on everything.
Okay, I had.
You know
okay,
what I mean, like,
but
you
here's the thing. One of my favorite games of all time. Bully.
Bully?
Mm-hmm.
You wish
Bully.
they made a Bully too?
Yeah, I do, but that's not the point. Bully, right? I own it on PS2.
That's just
I own it
a
on
British.
360. I own it on Steam. I own it on PS3 and PS4. So I own.
It's literally
I own 5 copies of Bully.
It's a Bully school GTA.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever going to make it a second Bully just because of the times that we live in.
Probably.
I think it would just be too.
Yeah, it's sort of like that Playboy for
Be too much
PlayStation
of
2
a
game they
fucking
made.
headline.
Or
You know that no one
Leisure,
remembers?
Leisure Suit Larry.
Anybody remember, what was it, Something Sam?
Serious, Sam?
Serious Sam.
Oh.
There's like 4 of those. 4 classics when they remade it.
Yeah, they were really good on GameCube.
I've never played them on GameCube.
Yeah, they were
Really?
good fun.
I thought you were talking about Sam and Max at first. I was like, that's weird.
I mean, how many? There was like, what, 12 rated M games on the GameCube?
Yeah. The best
They
one
weren't
on
bad.
there. The best one on there is considered to be Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, I've never played that one. I had
What was
Geist.
your first GameCube game?
Come on. I had Geist and I had Rainbow Six 3. I think those were the 2 rated M games that I had on my GameCube.
My
See, I told you this was a good idea.
my first GameCube game was actually the.
He started off
Legend
with a
of
100-year
Zelda.
house. Now we're talking about this.
But it was the collector's Legend of Zelda thing that had like all the Zelda games on it. But I bought the GameCube and stuff from my cousin. 'cause
First
she
3
was-
games that I got when I got an Xbox. It was Medal of Honor, Rising Sun.
Okay, whoa. We were talking about GameCube. Why are you talking about Xbox now?
No, GameCube. My bad. My bad. GameCube. First system I ever had was a GameCube.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let's stop and let's back up. Okay. Very first video game system I ever had was a Game Boy Color. Very first game I ever had for that
Oh wait, yeah.
it was Pokemon Red.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had a Game Boy Color. I meant like system, not like.
Oh, it's
That
still a
counts.
system.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. It would be a Game Boy Color. No, Game Boy and then Game Boy.
Now, if you were to say what was your first ever home console, that's different.
Home.
N64.
Yeah.
Mine was a Super
Cousin
A
had
Nintendo.
second
one.
ago you said it was
Cousin
GameCube.
had one of those.
That wasn't yours.
I know. I had 3 brothers. I had 3 other brothers, so we didn't have like shit.
I
At all.
had one. Anyway,
Yeah, but it was
Well,
easier
okay.
to buy for 2
I don't
than
have
4.
any, so
so my dad gave us our N64, so it came with like a bunch of games that he had. Like, yeah, we had Mario Kart, but then we also had like Madden, Bass Fishing, NASCAR.
What about SNES?
No,
he never had a Super Nintendo.
First one N64. No, anything backwards,
I had a Super
I didn't.
Nintendo.
I'd never had, and honestly, I don't really care for those kinds of games. Probably because I didn't
Not
play
even,
them. I
not
didn't
even
grow up
Mario?
with
It's not even Super Mario?
them. No.
You don't like Super Mario?
I hate Mario.
He doesn't like platformers.
Yeah. Which is why I don't like a lot of those old games, because that's what a lot of them are.
Like,
Like,
what about Castlevania?
That's a platformer too.
Yeah, but you played that. You said it was the hardest game you ever played.
No, I didn't.
When we were playing that Retro Pie over there.
No, I didn't.
You were like, yo, see if they have Castlevania because it's super hard and unbeatable.
No, I didn't.
And then I let you play it.
That wasn't me.
That was you. You were sitting right next to me.
I've never played
When was
Castlevania
this?
in my life.
Was it Castlevania?
I played Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But that was on PS1.
Then that was it. We were sitting over there.
That game's hard.
Yeah. Remember? Because you kept dying.
It's
and you had to
really
start over at the
long. I
beginning.
don't remember that at all. I don't.
I do.
believe
We
that
were
that
sitting right there.
happened. I think you're full of shit. I don't think that was me. I think you're projecting yourself.
I don't like Castlevania. I've
I'm
never
sure
even
you
played
don't.
it.
Okay.
Because remember we did Pokemon
We also
Orange.
had Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2.
Toys blah, blah, blah. At Toy Story 2
We
on,
played Pokemon Orange.
on the
And
N64.
Brown.
And we also had it on the PS1. And the N64 version... Okay, so it's weird. The N64 version, because it was on a cartridge, they couldn't put like FMVs in it, so they just had like pictures from the movie with like words on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then for the PS1, they could put the full like clips from the movie in there. Well, I mean, they were obviously like, scaled well down and like a piece of shit. But I actually preferred playing the one on the N64 because you could use the joystick and you could have more like a 360 motion. Where on the PS1 there was no joystick, so you had to use the D-pad to walk around. And it was like
What was your first
you're in like a
console?
3D. You're in a 3D platformer and you can only go like 4 directions.
Yeah. What was your favorite What was your first console?
My first console was Super Nintendo.
first game?
Huh? First game? It was the one that came with it, which was Donkey Kong Country.
Nice.
Mine was Donkey Kong. Oh, not Donkey. God damn it! Fuck you. GameCube. All right. Like I had played all the other ones, but they weren't ours.
Right.
The first console we ever had, and it came with 3 games right off the bat because they bought it for Christmas. The 3 games was Medal of Honor, Rising Sun.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah. The second one was Mario Kart Double Dash.
I like that one too.
And then it was, I know what I'm thinking about it. It was the Need for Speed Underground.
Oh, yeah.
That had the NBA Playground demo on it.
Oh, I didn't know there was a demo.
Yeah.
I think that,
I know
okay, so
Need
like
for
when
Speed
my
Underground
parents
is,
got
so
us
I like
our
that.
GameCube, they bought us that fucking Game Boy slap.
Oh, the
slap
Game Boy
it in,
player?
You could play Game Boy games on the GameCube.
Yeah.
They got us that, and I think we had Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, which my brother had bought.
Didn't Carbon come out for GameCube?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carbon was probably his favorite one. He played that all the time. He would take the fucking GameCube into his room and he would leave it on for like 3 days straight and not turn it off. Because he'd like pause his game and then go to school, come home, unpause it, play it, pause it, go to bed.
That ruins it.
Not
He didn't
really.
have- did he have a
The
memory
game-
card?
Actually,
Yeah, of course.
Why didn't you just save and turn it the fuck off?
You fucking ass.
because here's the thing though, the GameCube actually doesn't put off a lot of heat.
It doesn't matter. Leaving stuff on for that long without... Just leaving shit on for a long extended periods of time is not good for me.
At all.
I've left my computer on for 3 days.
We know. You talk about it a lot.
I would
It's
never-
very
I
What are you talking about?
You tell us every time. You're
I
like,
would never leave my desktop
told you
on
that.
yes, you have.
for...
When?
Like you say, I left my Xbox on while I'm here, and you you were gonna tell your mom to turn it off for you, and then you came back the next day and you were like, yeah, I left my computer on. My computer's on right now.
You did come over here one time and said you left your computer on with the thing sneaking behind that bear
Oh,
in
yeah.
Skyrim so you could have your sneak up to level 100 by the time you got back. I'm like, why don't you just use console commands and instantly jump to 100 if that's what you're going to do?
And you said you just wanted to do
And
it.
you're like, that's cheating.
I actually don't know
I'm
how
like,
to.
What?
I actually don't know how to make it go all the way to 100 right off the bat. I've been having to just put.
My
it in
thing
code
is,
over
it's
and over.
like, it's irresponsible to do that.
I mean, no, my computer's water cooled. It can be like that for a while.
But
I don't like football, but everything I know about football is from playing Madden 2006 with my brother on the GameCube.
right, I suck at football.
We would play that all the time, and he'd get really pissed at me because I'd beat him.
I've never.
We had an N64, we played Mario Kart all the time, and I never beat him. He was always better than me. And then one time, I beat him, but I only placed third in like the overall bracket because we were playing on like 250cc or something, and he didn't place, and I placed third. And it was like in the middle of the award ceremony, I was going to get my trophy, and he just shut it off.
Oh.
You were like, dick.
I fucking flipped. And my dad's like, no more games.
Right.
Go to bed.
No, what's funny is like I didn't get my first Mario Kart game until like I don't know, probably I was like
What?
probably 10th grade.
I never had the first Smash. I started with Melee. That was my
Yeah,
first
I
Smash.
started with Melee.
What? Like, if you can remember, what was your first like real rage moment in video games?
Probably that one.
That?
Where he shut the... When I won and he shut it off. I'm still mad about it. I'm gonna go home and be like, you motherfucker.
It's not at your home.
My first
Huh?
rage moment.
Doesn't he live in McMinnville?
No.
He moved back?
After he divorced, yeah.
Well,
Didn't have a
fuck.
choice. But no, my first
Back
rage
with the
moment,
parents.
I was playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters on my Super Nintendo, and I could never get past the Shredder. And then when
What
I
about
finally,
his daughter?
Yeah, I was gonna say when I finally got to her, friggin' like she's almost impossible to beat.
Yeah, and you can actually play as her.
Yeah.
And then you're impossible.
Yeah, she's like the ultimate cheat code just about for that game. It's a great game though. It feels just like playing Street Fighter, but not.
They poured in that red cup right there.
What's
I mean, I don't care.
Okay, so like I
I've
like
never had
some
that.
older games that aren't platformers. Like I like Streets of Rage and
Green Hawaiian Punch
do you
Out.
want it?
Yeah.
Not over the
just sit-
keyboard.
yeah, sit
Yeah,
down.
like, we were just talking about irresponsible.
It wasn't
shit.
irresponsible. I was waiting for you to say, dude. And you looked away, and I was like,
Hope this doesn't get confusing. Because they all have the same cup. Do we have a marker?
I don't need a marker.
Yeah,
I
it's
want marker.
it's in my bag.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Okay. But I don't want to catch your syphilis.
He was talking to you.
He was talking. You were the one talking, so he was.
I said, I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Hey, backpack. Behind the TV.
I'm the backpack loaded up with things and knickknacks too.
Hey, speaking of backpacks, what do you guys think about that Dora trailer?
I don't give a shit.
Backpack.
Wait, was it actually on?
You couldn't pay me to care.
Right.
Oh,
It's
I
almost
bet
as
you
if
could.
like
Everybody's
it's
got
almost
a
like that.
prize.
Hey, it's almost like that Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Don't you fucking $1 Million Man me. I don't give a shit.
Everybody's got a prize. Ha 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 ha!
I was actually playing WWE a while ago and I was fighting him. I just chose to fight.
Did you pull a Rob Van Dam and have to kiss his foot for $100?
I wish Rob Van Dam was in that game. I love his theme song. What other guy?
I have that on my phone.
I don't give a shit because I don't.
Isn't his a frog splash?
5-star frog splash.
That was it was Eddie Guerrero. Well, not really, but kind of.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah, Eddie's was a frog splash. Rob Van Dam's was a 5-star frog
He
splash.
just jumped higher.
To sound more epic.
It's basically all the same moves, just names different shit.
Did you ever think about how Sting just kind of turned into the Crow?
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. You saw what he looked like before
He
that.
was like a surfer guy
Yeah.
with blonde hair, and then he's the Crow. It's so weird.
And then he
but
turned into
got
the
so
Joker
much-
at one
Yeah, but
point.
he got so much fame just for sitting up there in the rafters watching people. The entire WCW.
Yeah. I still thought it was weird when he
That's
came out.
that's
like
how
the
he got his
Joker
fame. He
from,
just
like,
stood there, and then he would pop up with a black bat
Yeah.
that was metal.
The fucking Crow. He was the Crow. He was Crow.
And then he came to WWE, and they were like, you know what? He used to be part of WCW. Let's crush him, and they beat him.
And then it's like, what about Raven?
Yeah. You know, I used to be a big fan of Raven, and then
Teen
Like-
Titans went off the air.
yeah.
Even though I've seen some Raven cosplay that looks pretty good.
Me too.
Really good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was seeing this thing on Twitter recently.
Except for that Teen Titans Go Raven cosplay, it just looks terrible.
I saw this thing on Twitter recently where people were doing first cartoon crush, or like anime crush or whatever.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Ooh.
Mine was
Bulma.
Raven. Mine was Raven.
Anime crush for me was Bulma, but yeah, I would actually have to say Raven too.
Totally Spies.
I used to love fucking Totally Spies. I used to watch it all the time.
Just saying.
I remember
Which one?
Ooh.
I like the blonde
red.
one.
Clover.
Red hair.
I
Oh,
actually
red hair?
remember
Okay.
their names.
Because you said red, and I was like, okay, the blonde girl wore the red outfit.
The
So
red
is that
hair.
what you're talking about? The green outfit.
It's sad because I think I
Wasn't
only
there a
watched
black
one
haired
episode.
woman? The black haired woman had green eyes?
Yellow outfit.
Yeah, didn't she have green eyes?
I don't remember that much. She was the darker skinned
No,
character,
did you know
but I
that?
don't know what ethnicity she was.
I've only seen one episode of the show, but I actually know all the characters' names.
Oh,
The
wait,
main
I should have
characters.
just said Kim
the,
Possible.
The blonde one.
You know, I actually never watched Kim Possible.
Or
It's alright.
My Life as a Teenage Robot.
I used to watch that a lot too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we talked about this in the other one.
You might have.
probably.
Wait, this is the first one. Never mind.
My Life as a Teenage Robot is actually a pretty good theme song.
Or Rudy's got the chalk.
Yeah, we did talk about this last time because you sang that song. All right, first video game crush.
Ivy from
Old
Soul
School.
Calibur.
Old school Tomb Raider.
Blocky.
Pyramid tits. No, it's not a pyramid scheme, y'all. It's pyramid
You've
tits.
heard of Pyramid Head from, was it Resident Evil? Or no, Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill. Two.
Yeah, it's like, you've heard of Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. Well, welcome, Pyramid Tits. It's like, what? Is that the sequel?
I'm trying to think
Sure.
who mine was. I'm not actually sure. Because, like, my old games, it was like, I'm trying to think back when I actually started getting games that were good. You know what I mean? It's like, used to play, it was like Pokemon, it was like Mario Kart, and they're all like kind of like weird looking, you know?
You had a huge crush on the girl that would be Crystal in Pokemon Crystal.
No, I didn't.
I mean, you could have. I wouldn't know.
I actually never had Crystal. I had Gold. Anyway, and then when we got the GameCube, I had like military games, so there was no women in there either. And then I had my PS2. Andreas too, and then I had like Bully, but none of those characters are crush
Stood
worthy.
It'd probably be Persona. Any game Persona for you, probably.
I'm just trying to think of when I had a crush on a video game character at all.
The GTA games.
That's what I'm saying. None of those characters are worth anything.
Most of them are dudes, and then you just pick up a hooker on the side.
Well, and like in San Andreas, you could get a girlfriend, but they were all just like, they'd say like 3 lines, and then they would fuck. It was stupid. I don't
And
know.
then 4 tried to like start a relationship with them, and you got to call them every once in a while. And then 5, yeah.
San Andreas, would you like some coffee?
I hated that part of 4.
Would you like some dick?
And then like Saints Row, I didn't like
Dock roast.
the
Colombian.
I didn't like the hippie chick from Saints Row in the
Shaundi.
in 2 because she was all hippie-ish and all she would do drugs.
Shaundi is hot.
I was never into people who did drugs. I always
What about the 3rd one?
She looks better in the 3rd one, but I was already like,
Don't you die in the 3rd one, like at the beginning?
no.
No.
Don't you like
They think Johnny Gat does.
He does, and then in the 4th one they retconned it because you can literally call him as a zombie
Yeah.
and have him come fight with you.
And
So
they were
he
like,
was
I
dead.
actually got kidnapped by aliens.
Yeah, they
And
retconned
then
that.
all of a sudden, somehow.
I 100% guarantee that was retconned and they did not plan that out.
Yeah.
They were originally she was just dead. And stayed dead.
I saw people saying Gat Out of Hell was terrible. I played it and I was like, it's fine.
I own it. I just haven't
It's
done it.
literally just a continuation of Saints Row 4.
Isn't that where he's like in
Yeah,
hell?
probably Chie from Persona 4.
See?
I figured you'd say somebody from like the Dead or Alive series.
Nah, he's like Princess Peach.
No, I didn't play the Dead or Alive series till I was like older.
What about Princess Peach?
He didn't like Mario.
Well, like they look weird in Mario Kart. Like they're not attractive, especially on the N64. And I had Double Dash, but I would always play as like Toad and Toadette. See, because like in 64, I always played Toad because he was the fastest.
But
You know, he would accelerate the fastest
Yeah.
out of everybody. So then when I got the when I got Double Dash, I would always play as Toad and Toadette because I just assumed they were the fastest again. Although I think the baby Mario brothers were probably faster.
You could totally say Toadette after the transformation she got.
Toadette doesn't have a gender.
She
Toads
does
are
when
genderless.
she does when she puts that crown on.
Oh, still
Yeah.
genderless. She has like a
I'm sorry.
Barbie doll.
She's got the
Hey.
Marilyn Manson.
Hey, Toadettes are all genderless unless you look at their shadows.
All
Dicks.
toads are genderless.
Oh.
Unless you look at their shadows, then they're all dicks.
Well, I mean, Toadette has those fucking like pigtails coming off of
Yeah.
them, so that's a weird looking dick.
That's like some fucked up foreskin cutting ceremony.
They got chains on it. 2 chains.
So I actually,
No!
I actually started with Persona 4.
Yeah.
Then I did 5, and then I went back to 3. And I own 1 and 2 and 2. I own 2 and 2 too. There's 2 2s.
Shoot.
Nice.
There's Eternal Punishment and something else.
Symphony of the Night. No.
Hey, there's this game that I haven't played, but it's basically the same story, just told by different viewpoints.
Okay.
It's on Nintendo.
Okay.
Is it Octopath Traveler?
No.
It's not new, is it?
No, it's pretty old.
Okay.
It's like
Oh, hey,
DS.
Octopath Traveler's coming to Steam.
Oh, is it? Nice.
It's like DS.
Oh,
Just slightly older. Same story
you
but
mean
told by...
original DS, right? Not
3DS
3DS.
and DS.
That doesn't really help. I need more to go on. What's it about?
It's like Final Fantasy wise. It's like the world's getting destroyed, but it's like from 3 different viewpoints of the same cataclysmic shit that's going on.
It sounds familiar.
Is it The World Ends With You? Is it
I really don't
Bravely Default?
Is there like 3 of them?
3 games?
Yeah.
No, there's just the one.
No,
No, there's 2. There's
it's-
Bravely Default and then like...
It's like 3 separate games
Oh.
that are the same game, just different viewpoint.
Is it Fire Emblem?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, because the first Fire Emblem that came out on the 3DS was Awakening, and there was only one of those. And then they had Fire Emblem Fates, which there was 2 of, I think.
Yeah.
And I think they made a 3rd one later.
It's like 3.
What
It's 3 different viewpoints of the same thing.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like Pokemon. It's like you can get the red one or you can get the blue one. Kind of.
It's 3 different characters.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Viewpoints.
Right.
Red and blue didn't have different.
Well, it's kind of, but that's the way it kind of worked. It was the same. It was basically the same game, but with slight differences.
Yeah,
I think there's more similarity to probably be like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
But, okay. But the thing is, like, how do people play the game? If you knew that the story is the same, Pokemon's different, all right? Because you can catch different things. It'll always be.
But the
different.
story is. Different.
In there, the story is literally the same.
It's not though.
It's from 3 different viewpoints.
It's because each one's. It's about 2 different families and their conflict with each other, and then what's happening.
The dialogue's
around
different,
them.
obviously.
Right, and the characters are different.
But you know everything happens at the same. Like everything falls into chronological order.
Well, yeah. Like when you're playing this one.
So I guess it kind of is like Pokemon.
When you're playing this one, and like you go here to fight these people, and then there's a giant earthquake. When you're playing as these people, and you go meet them there, you're like, oh, there's gonna be a giant earthquake here. Yeah, but it's like Pokemon. You buy one of them, or you buy the other one.
Well, you buy them both.
Or you have no friends, and you buy both.
Really? Or if you're really lonely, you can buy both of them. And
I never had enough money to buy both.
That's a lie.
Growing up with 3 brothers.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what? You grew up with. Me and my brother shared one game. We had one
Share a
copy of
poach.
Red.
Dude, how did you do that?
Just kidding. No, we had one copy of Sapphire.
How the fuck did you
oh
guys
my
share?
god.
We would just take turns.
Until you realized that he released one of your Pokemon that you caught that you loved.
We didn't do that.
You better be fucking caught. You didn't do that. Maybe that's why you delete all your Pokemon.
We don't get emotional about the Pokemon we get. It's a fucking video game.
Obviously.
Fucking weirdo.
I don't get emotional either. Like I don't release my Pokemon, obviously. But say
If
you
you're
caught say you caught Ho-Oh in that game and he went and released it.
I don't care.
You would have a little bit.
No, because again.
You
like,
also delete your game.
Well, the only time you
yeah,
ever really
one-
care about something is
one-
if you spend a ton of hours.
1, I delete my game after I finish it. 2, I only catch like 6 Pokemon in the entire game. I don't try to catch all of them because I'm a fucking weirdo. And 3,
Hey, I caught
Because I don't try to do Nintendo
I
standards.
don't give a shit. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Looking at time.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
I really like Fire Emblem.
I haven't played
Fire
any
Emblem
of them.
Awakening.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Well, okay, so
Fuck
it's
you.
interesting.
Fuck you.
Is they weren't actually going to bring Fire Emblem over to the States, like Awakening and the other ones, because the ones that they had brought over before didn't do very well. But then they brought over Advanced Wars, which is awesome. And it's basically the same game. But with like
Tanks.
tanks and boats and airplanes and shit. And that did really well on like the DS.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, maybe we can bring these handheld ones over and they'll do
Yeah.
better. And they fucking did.
'Cause
Awesome, I love them.
Because it sucks because like a lot of the
I actually like Fire Emblem more than Advance Wars because they have the relationship thing
Yeah.
where you can pair people up and then they'll like romance and get married and shit.
Okay, so my
I've
question.
actually restarted Fire Emblem multiple times just to see the different outcomes of like matching people up.
Yeah.
I've just been shipping people basically.
How many Final Fantasy games have you beaten?
None.
I've beaten 3.
Ask me how many I own.
3.
None.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 10, 2, 13, 1, 13, 2, 13, 3, and 15.
Yeah, 14's the online.
And I've never
And-
beaten any of them.
And you're
Which one's your
getting
favorite,
the
though?
remastered 7.
Wait, you don't have. What about the PSP version?
I have them all on Steam.
Do you have a Crisis Core? I like Crisis Core because it fits really well. It's like a prologue to 7.
I think my favorite one's probably 6.
That's how Zach gives. the
Thinking
sword.
about it, I'm kind of bummed out that the Kingdom Hearts games aren't on Steam.
I think my favorite one's probably 6.
6. Why?
Huh.
People say
It's
7
one of the
and
retro
10.
ones, right?
Yeah, it was one of the ones on the
It was the one that was originally like
Super
Final
Nintendo.
Fantasy 3, wasn't it?
No.
Because I remember
No, Super Nintendo. 6.
Yeah, there was no 6. There was only like 2 and 3, I think, on Super Nintendo. The first one was on the original. They misnumbered everything when they first
No,
came
no,
over
no,
here.
no. You are mistaken, sir.
I'm not mistaken. I remember.
No, you're right about that, but you're wrong about what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
No,
The
Final
one that came out on Game Boy Advance?
No, Final Fantasy 6. I don't know, fucking spell.
Because I know it came out as 6 in Japan, but for here it was 3. At least I think it was 6. Could be 5. I don't know. They just numbered them.
I know they. I think number 4 was number 2.
That's probably And number 5 was renamed Secret of Mana. No, that'd be stupid. Somebody would be really.
Did you
angry at that.
Did you guys? Any of you guys enjoy the Final Fantasy movies?
Never seen it.
Oh, you're right. It was on the PS. It was on PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it got
And
released.
it was on the Game Boy
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Because I had it at one
But yeah.
point and sold it.
But I have it on Windows. But yeah, 6 is probably my favorite one. But it was on the Super Nintendo in Japan.
Yeah, as 6.
But when it came over to the States,
Yeah. That's like I said. Like
I mean, it was on the SNES, but
That's what I'm saying. The numbering, they didn't number it right for some reason. Because, like, all the other ones got released in Japan. The first one was the only one that came to America until the Super Nintendo. And then they were like, well...
no, the first one they had a different name.
No, it was Final Fantasy. No, Dragon Warrior is what Dragon Quest is. Over here, it was renamed. Because they were like, we can't do Dragon Quest because there's a game called Dragon Quest here already.
Let's just call it Fantasy Final. That's stupid. We'll call it Final Fantasy. That's fantastic.
It's already taken.
We're like, give him a raise.
I try to do good to know my history, Brad.
The only thing I hate about this shirt is the dots.
I think it makes it look pretty good. Most of them look like that anyway.
The polka dots?
Yeah.
I don't know, fucking.
But
I
that,
mean,
that blue, though.
I
That blue.
watch all that goddamn Did You Know Gaming and all that bullshit
Yeah.
like you do too, but I just don't remember all of it.
I don't watch it.
I actually knew that before I even knew what Did You Know Gaming was. And I think it was from
Speaking of Digimon.
Angry Video Game Nerd.
Funny enough, on my old YouTube channel, we made a Did You Know Gaming parody for Sonic the Hedgehog, where we basically just went, did you know that Sonic is a hedgehog?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
That Sonic 06 fucking sucks? It's basically that.
Yeah.
But it was like a minute.
Make up like fake quotes. Did you know that the owner of Sonic the Hedgehog's name said this and just put a bunch of Japanese kanji on there?
It actually says something about Satan stealing your children.
Or your mom
No,
eating
yeah.
ass.
It was dumb. It was just something we made for like goofs and nobody watched it, nobody cared. It's awful.
Do you think when you put in English sentences, like your way, that it rearranges it and to make sense in Japanese when
No,
you translate it?
because there's
I don't know, because like when you have Google Translate and then like you try and translate something in Japanese and it doesn't always make grammatical sense
Yeah.
when you switch it to English. So I'm sure if
English?
you go to English to Japanese, it won't make grammatical
Yeah,
sense.
because it's
either.
like a lot of the
So
subs
even
that
if
you
you were
watch.
to cuss somebody out in a letter, it wouldn't make sense at all. Like in a different language.
Probably not.
Well, like when people are like translating anime and manga and subtitling stuff, they reword it to make it make sense when
Yeah.
you read it.
Because like they said, I remember.
That's the difference between Google Translate and a professional translator. Google Translate just kind of like translates it exactly as it says, where a translator like makes it make sense.
Yeah, they have to think really fast on their feet
Yeah.
in order to reword it.
I remember
Because there's a lot of words and processing coming at you.
Well, a lot of times, like a translator will look at the person and they'll go blah 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 blah, and then they'll turn and say it again to
Yeah.
you. I'm talking about translating like books and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
Do you think sign language people have it hard?
Yeah.
With what? What do you mean? What are you talking?
Like
what?
you're talking to me, someone's signing at the same time, so they have to
Oh, like
comprehend and
They're having to go
quote
fast. Gotta
at
go
the
fast.
same time.
I mean, do they really have to comprehend? Because like people who speak sign language are still speaking English to an extent, you
Yeah.
know.
Just
Deaf
using-
So
people-
they
deaf
don't have
people
to
can-
translate it; they just have to make the motions for what
Yeah.
they're hearing.
Well,
Because
they
deaf
have, no,
people
it's
can
not
still
translate. It's
talk,
like
but-
process. You got to process here to this.
Right, but that's what they're
Language
trained
to
to
language.
do.
Yeah, They're trained to it. I mean, it's just like multitasking.
You have to
Do you
have
think
good
it would be-
hand-eye coordination.
Do you think a sign linguist has a harder job than a regular translator?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
Why?
Sign language is actually fairly easy once you actually start learning and everything, but learning a brand new language is really hard.
Not a brand new language. I mean, a trans.
I'm talking about if it's a language
okay.
you
I'm
don't
talking
know,
about
you've never
like
done before.
he's speaking Japanese. You're a translator.
You just
And then-
listen to what I say, then you turn to him and tell him what I said to you. Then you
Yeah.
say something to him, he turns to me and says it back.
Not just that. I mean, at the same time, it's like
But that's
if
what-
you're on stage speaking Japanese and you're the guy who's supposed to be speaking to the crowd in English, there is no you say something to him. You're going to continue your speech. He's still got to
Okay,
translate
but
to
what
entire-
happens there is I'm standing up there talking, and then you guys are wearing headphones, and somebody else is talking. They probably have a copy of the script and they're just
Yeah.
reading it.
Like most time, if you see them, you see people in the audience like
Yeah,
with
like when you go to
headphones.
the UN, they're always wearing headphones listening
they're like,
to
I don't know
somebody
what this
read
guy's saying.
them what the fuck the person up there is saying because they don't understand it. There's not really like a live speech translator. That's not really a thing.
Well, they do now. It's like a Google thing you wear in your ear, and it
That's
literally-
not what I'm talking about. I'm saying there's not normally a person standing on stage next to the person talking reading something else.
Not only that, if they actually
At the same
translated
time.
at the same time when somebody was talking like in Japanese because of how different certain things are, you'd be like, I don't know what's going on.
Right. All I'm saying is like when a sign language person is got it. Ew.
Was that gnat?
I think so.
Yeah.
When
Thank God. It's been annoying.
when a sign language they're standing there, they're just hearing them say things and then they're making emotions for it. Right?
But
They're not translating anything. They're just like I.
well, they are
point
tran-
at themselves.
But no, but they are translating.
It's like I, fuck,
Big
but I don't know
bitches.
what's like.
They go like this and you
Yeah.
their butt.
Yeah. I, fuck, ass. Right? That's what
And what's
they're
funny
doing.
is like some people who are deaf can actually just read lips.
That too.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not my point. Like, they are translating.
Right, but kind of.
No, they are. They're translating
It's still
your
the-
English into...
It's actually another word.
Sign language that's also English.
No,
There's
because
sign-
Yes, because
the
people,
sign language is its own language.
do Japanese people, when they speak sign language, do they make the same motions? and
Yes,
things as
because
we
sign
do?
language is a
Here?
universal language.
Is it?
I would hope so, because that would be
they
stupid.
say words that we don't say in Japan.
Yeah, they really do.
Hold on, let's
Because
just look it up.
they do like, because they have all those proper pronouns and stuff where you gotta say san, tan, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they have like words themselves so they can say like tashi, joes, blah, blah, blah. So like,
I would wonder what it's like.
and then a lot of times in Japanese, they just say their own name when they're talking about them. They don't say I, they say Kevin,
Oh,
blah,
no.
blah, 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 blah.
No, it's all different.
That's what I thought.
But it is his own language.
But it's still English.
Yeah.
And it's British. And it's
British is
American.
What the
English.
fuck are British is English?
No, they have a British sign language. It's called BSL.
Yeah, but that's theirs. People here don't
It's a
use
different
that,
language.
but it's still
It's a
No,
different
it's not.
language.
It's not
Okay,
even a different
okay,
language. It's
the-
using their
Bring a
British
wording for
English,
things.
British English, and our English are technically different languages.
No shit.
So the sign language for British language, yes, is a different language than our sign language, but it's still their same language.
No, what I'm saying is it's a different language altogether. There's verbal language, and then there's a million different dialects of that. Just like sign language. Sign language has a bunch of different dialects in its own sign language.
Right.
It's a different language.
But when I'm speaking English and the person is doing the sign language, they're doing English sign language. They're speaking the same language.
They fuck up and get a British sign language to come to
It's like
America.
you can go to England and places like that, and they'll understand you. It's not like they're gonna look at you like, what is this guy saying?
Right. One of my favorite parts in the K-On! Movie, they go to, in the dub, they go to... In the dub, they end up going to the... Okay.
I told you, man. It's
Hey, I mean, if she's sending you nudes, that's cool.
They go
it's
to
not. No. Fuck you. That's not what that is.
They go to the UK, right?
Messing
and
around.
And it's the dub, right?
Stop, dude. It's fucked up.
It's the dub for K-On! And they go to the UK. So
It's
they're
not. See, look.
They're
it's
speaking
just a phone.
English, right?
Fuck you.
But then people come up to them and say something in English, and they go, "I don't know what he's saying. I don't speak English." It's just really weird.
That
It's like
is
this person comes up and he's talking to him, and they look at each other and they're like, "Does anybody know how to speak English? I don't know what the fuck this dude's saying."
It's sort of like on Steins
It's
Gate.
just funny.
Like in Steins Gate, when he walks up to that dude that speaks English that's selling rings.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yo, man, what's up?"
Okay, so like in the
Dog.
in the Japanese version of that, he assumes that he's an American, so he speaks English to him. And then in the dub, it's because he's black. He tries to talk like gangster to him.
Yeah.
Because he thinks that's how he's gonna talk, and he's like, "Yo, man, I don't speak jive."
That's
literally what he said.
Yeah, it was great.
And then in like the Japanese one, he's like, "I'm a crazy mad scientist. It's so cool, you son of a bitch." And he's just like, "What?" He just says what in Japanese to him. He's like, "What?"
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just Steins gets a funny shot. It's not funny. That's a funny part. There's another funny part where you first meet. I don't remember his name. The boy who looks like a girl.
Yeah.
Do you remember his name? He's like a shrine maiden.
Yeah, shrine maiden.
Yeah, like in the TV show, he's like the most beautiful feminine
No,
race.
no, it's a girl. It's a girl after a couple episodes.
Okay, shut up. He's like the most beautiful feminine race, but he's a boy, and he's like, and he's got the most beautiful face to make you fall in love, but it's a boy. You know,
He just keeps
like,
saying
he
it's
keeps
a boy.
doing that, and then in the video game, he does the same thing, but he goes on for like another 10 minutes.
That's
Just
funny.
every fucking thing. He's like, and he's a guy, and this, but he's a guy, and this, but he's a guy.
He's literally, he's like saying all these nice things, like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck this bitch," but it's a guy. It's a guy.
But then instead, yeah, he does turn into a girl at one point, but then they turn him back, so it's just like whatever.
Yeah, but doesn't he have feelings for him as a dude?
Yes.
Okay.
But he won't admit it. But he will. He
But
wants
then Stein has to go.
He wants to be a girl because he doesn't understand his feelings of wanting to be with him as a man.
Yes. And then he gets turned into a girl, and he still has the same feelings.
And he's like, "You got to turn back into a boy." He's like, "But I don't want to. You
And then he
won't
turns
fuck
him
me."
back- yeah, but
and
then-
he's like, "I will still like you if you're a boy." And he's like, "Okay." And then he does.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He doesn't remember the conversation, but Professor Stein does.
Oh,
Name?
Sorry, Flash.
Professor Stein.
You say
that-
Professor Stein, I think of fucking
Yeah.
Soul Eater. Yeah, with the fucking
I
crank
think
in his
of
head.
Flash.
I was watching something. No, I wasn't watching. I was playing a game recently, and his image was like in the background of it. I don't even remember what I was playing, but like it was in a picture, and it was just a silhouette. You could tell it was him.
That's cool.
I was like, what? I don't even know what it was.
I don't either. It's pretty cool though. Remember in Soul Eater Not, where there's that, they think their friend's injured, so they go visit Dr. Stein to see him, and then her head pops off and it's running around on fucking crab legs, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Haha, gotcha."
I've actually never really.
I know.
How
I
much-
know neither one of you have seen it.
I don't know. I've seen the first episode, but I didn't. I was like, this isn't Soul Eater.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why it's called Soul Eater Not.
I know. Like
jackass.
it completely like caught me off guard when I saw it. I was like,
You're like, "Oh, the show called Soul Eater Not." Click on it. Wow, this is not Soul Eater. Who would have thought?
Not Soul Eater. Soul Eater not.
because like I was
not
expecting
Soul
a
Eater?
continuation or at least like a spin-off series.
It is a spin-off.
But I meant like the art design threw me off.
Well,
I
yeah,
never.
it's more cutesy.
Yeah, I was just like.
But you like more cutesy shit, don't you?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yes.
You.
Brad has never denied that.
It's very true. Look how cutesy my shirt is.
Oh yeah.
All those faces.
Sexy.
All around me. Are
I had my how to
Worn out.
worn out places.
I had my how to Ahigo
Bad world.
shirt on yesterday, and my brother's girlfriend was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "It's basically the Japanese word for O-face." And she went, "Oh."
She's like, "It's not something a young man should be wearing."
Yeah, she didn't say that.
Just,
She's actually like, I think she's the same age as I am.
how old are you?
24.
Yeah, I mean your brother. I meant your brother.
He's 26.
26. Okay.
He's too old. No,
Too old.
he's
Too old.
27.
He's
My
too
bad.
old.
He's 27. No,
Your
I wasn't
brother's
gonna
too
say
old,
he's
he's
too old.
ancient.
I was gonna say he's 2 years older than me, but he's not. He's 3. He's 3 years older than that. So
Yeah.
he's 27. Or he's 26 and he's about to turn. 27.
What's the age difference between you and your siblings?
Well, me and my older sister, she was born in 84, 85. So,
At least you could remember. Jeez. I know my brother was born in 92.
I
You were
mean,
born in 95.
the only thing I know is
So
that
sometimes he's 2
her
years
and my
older than me.
parents.
Sometimes he's 3.
The only thing I know is her and
Because
my
of how our
parents
birthdays
share,
Well, I mean, technically, it's
share
still-
a
it's
day.
still-
Right,
3.
but because of our birthdays line up, sometimes he's 2 years above me, and sometimes he's 3.
Yeah, like all my
Like
brothers.
right now he's 2, but after June it'll be 3.
See, I'm the only weird one. I was born in March, and the other ones were born in August and September.
Mhm.
The other 3. And we're 90, 92, 94, 96.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, we were really poor. Like there was no in between. Hey, you know, and we'll get you a game this year. Nope, she's pregnant. We can't. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was
But anyway. No.
So yeah, how was that 100-year house going? I mean,
What?
you said-
We're going back to what we started with.
We never cared in the first place.
no, but he spins it around.
I didn't spin it around.
No, but it kind of worked out.
I mean, I didn't do
It kind
it.
of worked out if you're like, all right, let's stop.
Yeah. No, one of them came loose. It just falls.
You don't get the corner to match up so easily, so it just starts to droop.
I mean, that's what the dude did when he didn't put floor joists under there.
Yeah, that's when you get a boob lift.
It's like we're making a futuristic home where everything
One starts
floats.
to
It's like, no.
Look at his face.
Hey, that's the face he made in the video where I'm dancing.
That's my, like,
Bitch
what are
face.
you talking about? No face.
Yeah.
He's like, no. 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 Anyway. So did that lady, did she just continue cooking or did she fall over when her house was being
Oh my god. Okay, we're done. We're stopping.
Okay. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and, thank you for joining the Yare Shack.
She's dead.
God damn it. You did end it right there. We said she's dead, right?
Yeah, that got me laughing.